Worldwide Sports here. With the NFL preseason now in the books, we're going to take a look at all 32 teams in the NFL and see how they stack up going into the regular season. Today we're talking about the Miami Dolphins. Let's get into it. Taking a quick look back at the Dolphins season last year, they went 10-6 under new head coach Adam Gase. Gase came over from Chicago where he was the offensive coordinator, and under his first season he led the Dolphins to the playoffs, where they lost in the wild card round to the Steelers, 12-30. To me, that was a good building block for Gase. He's shown to be a good head coach, and I like the direction he has his team going. The Dolphins went into the wild card game with starting quarterback Ryan Tannehill injured, and Matt Moore, who had played solid football up to that point, just couldn't deliver against the Steelers. Under general manager Chris Greer, the Dolphins have had a couple of good off seasons where they added a nice couple of pieces to help fill in some holes. This offseason, they parted ways with a couple of veterans. Brandon Albert and Mario Williams were both shown the door. The Dolphins were able to lock up Kenny Stills to a 4-year contract, and they also re-signed Gerard Bush. They brought in safety T.J. McDonald on a 4-year deal. This helped solidify the safety position. Pairing McDonald with Rashard Jones gives the Dolphins one of the better safety combinations in the league. The Dolphins also brought in longtime Steelers linebacker Lawrence Timmons to help shore up their run defense for the Dolphins, which was third worst in the league last year, giving up over 2,000 yards, and opponents had an average of 4.8 yards per carry. They also traded for Julius Thomas. Thomas and Gase were together in Denver, and they also traded for William Hayes, the underrated defensive end. Hayes should help solidify that run defense. The Dolphins also made a big splash when they signed quarterback Jay Cutler. Cutler, who was about to go into retirement and go into broadcasting, took a 1-year, $10 million deal to come play quarterback for the Dolphins. Cutler had his best season under Gase, and with Ryan Tannehill season in doubt, this is a high-risk, high-reward move for the Dolphins. Now let's take a look at the draft for the Dolphins. With their first round pick, they selected Charles Harris, defensive end out of Missouri. Harris looks to come in and be a nice complement to Cameron Wake. With their second round pick, they selected Raekwon McMillan, linebacker out of Ohio State. The Dolphins really needed to upgrade their linebacking position last. They gave up way too many big runs. With their third round selection, they selected Cordray Tenkasky, cornerback out of Clemson. In the fifth round, they selected Isaac Astea, offensive guard out of Utah. Fifth round selections, they selected Davon Dushkesh, defensive tackle out of LSU. With their sixth round pick, they selected Vincent Taylor, the defensive tackle out of Oklahoma. And wrapping up the draft for the Dolphins, they selected Isaiah Ford, wide receiver out of Virginia Tech. The Dolphins have been hit by injuries this preseason. Cornerback Tony Lippett, who had 4 interceptions last year, is gone for the season. And also second round pick Raekwon McMillan is also gone for the year. It's going to be next man up, and the Dolphins are hoping newly signed Ray Mataluga can step in. Up front, they still have big man Adamakan Suh. Suh had 5 sacks last year and was a force in the backfield, recording 8 tackles for loss. They also have Cameron Wake. Wake had 11.5 sacks last year. At the linebacker position, they have Kiko Alonso. Alonso has struggled with injuries in the past, stayed relatively healthy last year, and amassed 115 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and added 2 interceptions. The cornerback position is pretty solid with Xavier Howard and also Byron Maxwell. And with the addition of McDonald, along with Rashard Jones, the Dolphins have a nice defense and could be one of the top 10 in the league. With quarterback Ryan Tannehill's season in jeopardy, the Dolphins are going to lean heavily on Jay Cutler. Cutler, who I mentioned earlier, had his best year under Gase, is probably working with the best complement of weapons he's ever had. The running back position, they have Jay Ajayi, the A-Train. Ajayi ran for over 1,200 yards last year and averaged 4.9 yards per pop and had 8 touchdowns on the ground. At receiver, they have Javaris Landry. Landry had 94 grabs last year for over 1,100 yards, averaged 12.1 yards per catch, and had 4 touchdowns. And then rounding out the trio, they have Kenny Stills, the speedster. Stills had 42 balls last year for over 700 yards, but averaged a massive 7.3 yards per catch and 9 touchdowns. The tight end position looks to be upgraded with the addition of Julius Thomas. Thomas had his best years under Gase. This season is all going to come down as how does Jay Cutler play. He has all the skilled players around him, and if he doesn't do too much, this could be a very exciting offense to watch. Going forward, I feel like Jay's going to have a solid year this year and surprise a lot of people. I feel like the Dolphins are going to be a wild card team this year as long as they can stay healthy on both sides of the ball. All right, guys, Worldwide Sports here. We're about to get out of here. Dolphins fans, let me know down below. Comment. How do you feel about this team? What do you think about Jay? I feel like he's going to have a solid season. Subscribe to the channel, guys. We got a lot more coming. Worldwide Sports, we out. This has been a Worldwide Sports production.